Quick note before I start the video. While I was editing, a new beta version of automation came out that changed how certain in-game things work, like the windows and interiors and some aspects of the UI. So if some things look a bit janky, I was working with what I had. Anyway, on to the video. Hello everyone. Welcome to the first of hopefully many automation build showcases on my channel. For the uninitiated, Automation is a car company tycoon game that allows you to go into very fine detail on every aspect of a car company. From marketing to design, you can do it all. My favorite part of the game, by far, is the in-depth car customization and creation that enables fine-tuning of nearly all aspects of a vehicle. If you're into cars, I highly recommend picking up Automation. It's in early access on Steam. In this series, I won't be building the cars, just showing you guys the end result. If you want to see how I build some of these cars, check me out on Twitch. But without further ado, let's check out today's car. So here she is, ladies and gentlemen, my somewhat accurate replica of the AE86 from Initial D. So this is the car sort of in its design room habitat. As you can see, it still looks fairly good, maybe not quite as good as it looks in the photo scene, but you know, not bad whatsoever. For this car, I used a 1980 body style. It is just the second one from the last on this one here. So if you're recreating this along with me, that's the body style you'll need. So first up in the drivetrain section, you can see I've got the drive type as longitudinal rear-wheel drive, of course, because that's what an AE86 would have been in real life. We've got a manual 5-speed gearbox with a top speed of 181 miles an hour. Obviously that's a little bit off of stock, but as you'll see soon, the engine is also quite off of stock. We've got our geared limited slip differential in the back for optimal, gutter technique, cornering. Obviously we've got 15 plus quality on everything on this. I just treated this as a fully built race car with nothing but the best parts, so that's kind of what I went for. On the wheels here, we've got 180 width in the front and 200 in the rear. I'm not exactly sure what the measurement is on this. I don't know if it's meant to be millimeters or what, but there it is. We've got 580 on our tire diameter. I'm assuming it's millimeters. And then we've got 15-inch rims. I'm fairly certain that this is inches. Just on alloy rims here. Sports compound tires with radial, obviously, because if you go with cross-ply, it's just, what are you doing? On the brake side of things, we've got vented discs in the front and the rear, sort of done on upgraded big brakes in the front for optimal burnout. 240 millimeters in the front. They're 6 pistons. They're pretty large. Bit smaller in the back with 190, 3-piston vented discs, and quality all the way up, as per the usual. On the aerodynamics side of things, got basically nothing. Interior is all luxury stuff, just because, you know, I figure the owner probably would have upgraded just a little bit. We've got hydraulic power steering with ABS. For a more modern car, I would definitely add like traction control or engine stability control, but I find that it's very glitchy when it exports into BeamNG.Drive and it's just not very good. Safety, we've got nothing because this is a race car after all, and that makes a lot of sense with the luxury interior, I'm realizing now. On suspension stuff, we've just got air springs with adaptive dampers and an active sway bar. So like I said, I was going full race car with this bad boy. However, it is tuned towards drivability in automation. You can see we've kind of got like a bit of like an oversteer in the drivability section, but then understeer when we're going extremely fast for the sportiness stuff. This is the one section that I've left normal on quality. And that's basically everything for the non-drivetrain components, engine-wise at least, sorry. So let's jump into that. So as the keen-eyed among you may have noticed here, what I've recreated to the best of my ability at least is the 4AGE silver top, which I believe is from the later seasons of Initial D. We've got our cast iron block with 81mm bore, 77mm stroke for a combined total of 1,587 cubic centimeters. We've got dual overhead cams, we've got 5 valves per cylinder with an aluminum head and no VVL. For the bottom end, we've got billet steel crank with lightweight titanium conrods and lightweight forged pistons, so best of the best, top we can get, and of course quality to 15. The reason for all this high quality stuff on the internals will become apparent very soon. We actually are going naturally aspirated here, no turbo, so this thing doesn't make an insane amount of power, but again, it's got a little party trick up its sleeve, which I'm sure you'll see soon. In the fuel system here, we've got basically just race everything. Aside from fuel, I went just one tick down, just so we're not going ultimate 100 round race fuel. So we've got our fuel mixture is not quite as rich as it possibly could be, but because I was going for correct horsepower numbers, I kind of tuned this back. Ignition timing, fully advanced, and we've got a 11,000 RPM limit. So there's the party trick up its sleeve. There's that. It's also got relatively high compression of 13.7 to 1 with VVT on all cams and just a maxed out cam profile there. On the exhaust side, not as big as you might think. It's a 57.1mm exhaust with no catalytic converter and no mufflers all the way back. It's race tubular, I mean, for the most part, because I thought it just looks gorgeous. And also it helps flow, obviously. And then we've got our sort of race trumpet intakes over here. I can't really change these. This is what you get for the race one, so this is what it looks like. And yeah, this thing absolutely screams. So let's give it a listen. So yeah, she certainly goes. It makes 257.7 horsepower at 9,000 RPM, and it really doesn't dip down too much underneath that. The torque curve, while not flat, is not too peaky, maxing out at 170.4 foot-pounds at 7,000 RPM. Now, let's take a trip on over to BeamNG.Drive. We're going to do one lap around the Tarmac track. We're going to do a lap around the handling circuit, and then we're going to do a lap around the dirt rally circuit. So let's get started. All right, so let's see how quickly we can get around the track. But first things first, one thing I'm going to do, the main reason I put windows in this thing is because I wanted to change the camera to this mod, which is the relative camera mod, which lets you pull the camera back and put it wherever you want. Now, the sad thing is, I'm turning the wheel here, and the wheel doesn't turn. That's okay, because at least we get first person, which is something that's also currently not supported in automation. I'm sure they'll get to that later. Alright, anyway, let's start the lap. Here we go. Alright, front brakes still extremely powerful. Now, I'm not going to go for a fast time here, I'm just going to sort of assess how the handling goes. I mean, so far it handles great. Should probably be able to go a little bit faster around that turn, but give it a break, it is an 80s car. Man, those front brakes are very strong. Honestly, too strong. They're very sensitive. I am not above critiquing myself. Those, yeah, those brakes are much too strong. I need to turn those down. Probably could have told you that, honestly, from automation, making those wheels that large, but, or the brakes that large. But hopefully it'll it'll help us out when we need to stop real quick. And there's that 11,000 RPM limit just screaming. Need to slow down here a good bit. Get around this corner without dying. Ooh, got a little squirrely there with the big downshift. I think I accidentally made an engine brake. Man, that 11,000 RPM limit is pretty insane. Alright, here's where the big brakes come into play. I think we're glazing them a little bit, sadly. Yeah, so those brakes are extremely strong, but they glaze very quickly. Slow down fast and they fade fast. Fortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to get them back to where they need to be, because they are heating up extremely quickly. So the brakes are pretty much shot on this poor girl. To be a little bit less reliant. Honestly, I will say, even though I'm relying less on them, they feel almost better now that they're a little less powerful. Right, just about across the line. Alright, so they still stop pretty good, but man, those things need to be bigger. Alright, now that that lap is done, I'd say it handled pretty good. Obviously the brakes need some tweaking for sure, but overall, not a bad showing for sure. So we're here at the automation gravel circuit. This is the test that I know is going to go poorly, is this thing is either going to be dog slow because it has no traction, or just, well, it's going to have no traction. That part is definitely a guarantee. But you know what? Don't want to think about it. Let's just do it. Okay, alright. Okay, so it's very, very squirrely right off the bat. I'm going to have to definitely chill out a little bit on gunning the gas here. Hopefully I can sort of flick it into, you know, hitting the corner properly. Oh god, a lot of handbrake going to be necessary on this one. Especially around corners like this one. Oh dear god. Okay, you know what? It doesn't handle overly well on dirt, but I mean, it's better than I expected. It's letting me throw it around, that's for sure. Oh god, this... I do not practice this very much. That said, I don't know who practices taking a street car onto a gravel circuit very often, but here we are. I mean, I guess I did want to run it through the full gambit. Oh, good god. Full gambit? Is that right? Gauntlet. Full gauntlet. Definitely gauntlet. Oh god, it likes to understeer. And then oversteer really horrifyingly. A little bit of air right at the end there. Alright, so you know what? That handled pretty good, actually. Obviously, I couldn't go very fast, but, you know, it wasn't bad. Alright. Now, I don't think I can end this without like a proper burnout, so yeah, let's do that. Yeah, okay, I feel so bad for this thing. Might have to call it here. This thing, wow, it is a burnout machine though. Overheating something fierce because it's literally not moving, but you did good, kid. You did good. You did real good. Alright. You know what? Honestly, I can't just go into BeamNG with a car and not crunch it against the wall at a gazillion miles an hour, right? Of course I'm right. So, yeah, let's do that. As beautiful as this thing is, there's part of me that really just wants to see it crunched up like a tin can. And that's the part of me that's taking control right now. That's what I'm doing. Hey, there's the wall. That is coming incredibly quickly. Alright, so, you know, let's just turn the camera over here. Anyway. Wow, that thing is squatting hard. Oh, here it is. What? The rear diff got propelled through the wall. And, I think a piece of the hood came off? Oh my god. That thing got crunched. It's destroyed. It's just destroyed. Oh man, I love BeamNG so much. Oh, front right tire burst. Really? Front left tire burst. I honestly wonder why.